Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. This is not a sermon. I'm not going to preach to you or tell you what to do with your life. I'm simply sharing with you the things that life has taught me. Perhaps you can get something out of it. You know the saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. How do we spend our time on the planet? Do we fill it with mindless activity, or do we consider it a precious gift? Today's topic: life is but a vapor. I'm in my 60th year, and along the way, I have lost many loved ones, friends and family, as most of us have. About 2 years ago, I lost my very best friend. He passed away suddenly. It was a Sunday evening. He and I were chatting in the kitchen, where most of us hang out, it seems. He said to me, here today, gone tomorrow. 24 hours later, he passed away. The vapor of his life vanished from our presence. Very recently, I heard of another good friend's untimely passing. Him and I used to play a lot of tennis together. Over the last couple of years, we kept saying, let's play tennis every time we see each other. Gone. The vapor of his life has vanished from our presence. Gone too soon. One of the disciples of Jesus, his name was James. He wrote in the Holy Bible, "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to such and such a city, spend a year there, buy and sell, and make a profit. Whereas you do not know what will happen tomorrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away." When we're children, we live a carefree life, somewhat arrogant, if you will, boasting about tomorrow and the things we're going to do 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and so on. We do not see life and death as being on the same thread when we're young. We only see the long life we have ahead of us, or so we think. Let me share a story with you. In his book entitled 1,000 Marbles, author Jeff Davis shares a modern parable about discovering and appreciating life's finite nature. The author says this: "The older I get, the more I enjoy Saturday mornings. Perhaps it's the quiet solitude that comes with being the first to rise, or maybe it's the unbounded joy of not having to be at work. Either way, the first few hours of a Saturday morning are most enjoyable. A few weeks ago, I was shuffling toward the basement shack with a steaming cup of coffee in one hand and the morning paper in the other. What began as a typical Saturday morning turned into one of those lessons that life seems to hand you from time to time. Let me tell you about it. I turned the dial up into the phone portion of the band on my ham radio in order to listen to a Saturday morning swapnet. Along the way, I came across an older sounding chap with a tremendous signal and a golden voice. You know, the kind he sounded like he should be in the broadcasting business. He was telling whomever he was talking with something about 1,000 marbles. I was intrigued and stopped to listen to what he had to say. Well, Tom, it sure sounds like you're busy with your job. I'm sure they pay you well, but it's a shame you have to be away from home and your family so much. Hard to believe a young fellow should have to work 60 and 70 hours a week to make ends meet. Too bad you missed your daughter's dance recital, he continued. Let me tell you something, Tom. Something that has helped me keep a good perspective on my own priorities. And that's when he began to explain his theory of 1,000 marbles. You see, I sat down one day and did a little arithmetic. The average person lives about 75 years, and I know some live more and some live less, but on average, folks live about 75 years, Tom. Now then, I multiplied 75 times 52, and I came up with 3,900, which is the number of Saturdays that the average person has in their entire life. Well, stick with me, Tom. I'm getting to the important part. It took me until I was 55 years old to think about all this in any detail, he went on. And by that time, I had lived through over 2,800 Saturdays. And I got to thinking that if I lived to be 75, I only had about 1,000 of them left to enjoy. So, I went to a toy store and bought every single marble they had. I ended up having to visit 3 toy stores to round up 1,000 marbles. I took them home and put them inside of a large, clear plastic container right here in the sack next to my gear. Every Saturday since then, I have taken one marble out and thrown it away. I found that by watching the marbles diminish, I focus more on the really important things in life. There's nothing like watching your time here on this earth run out to help you get your priorities straight. Well, let me tell you one last thing before I sign off with you and take my lovely wife out for breakfast. This morning, Tom, I took the very last marble out of the container. I figure that if I make it until next Saturday, then I've been given a little extra time. And the one thing we can all use is a little more time. It was nice to meet you, Tom. I hope you spend more time with your family, and I hope to meet you again here on the band. 75-year-old man, this is K9ZXQ, clear and going QRT. Good morning. You could have heard a pin drop on the band when this fellow signed off. I guess he gave us all a lot to think about. I had planned to work on the antenna that morning, and then I was going to meet up with a few hams to work on the next club newsletter. Instead, I went upstairs and woke up my wife with a kiss. Come on, honey, I'm taking you and the kids to breakfast. What brought this on? She asked with a smile. Oh, nothing special. It's just been a long time since we spent Saturday together with the kids. Hey, can we stop at a toy store while we're out? I need to buy some marbles. Life is but a vapor, friends. Live in the here and now. Enjoy life. Laugh. Smile. Above all, don't worry. If you're gonna worry, why pray? If you're gonna pray, why worry? Your life is but a vapor. Peace and love.